It's been a while since I did one of these tutorial things, huh? First things first, I haven't even done one of these yet today. I'm still trying to warm up. Woo. Whoa. First off, prerequisites. So an axle stall would be really good to have. Next, I would recommend these little backside pivots. So for the street skaters out there, you don't ollie into this trick. There's no pop, you just turn and lock in. Next would be picking your obstacle. So I'm kind of struggling here because this is like my max limit of where I'm comfortable, which is like a 5.5 foot transition. One of the things I do to make myself more comfortable on this trick is I pick a quarter pipe with a lot of run up. If you have the option of a quarter pipe with a long run up, I highly recommend it. It gives me way more time to get into my foot positioning and feel safe to do it. So next, let's get into foot positioning. So you may need to experiment with this to get it just right, but my back foot is just sort of on this part of my tail, and I'm kind of on the ball of my foot getting ready to turn into it. The ball of my foot is like in this pocket. Now it's the front foot that's a bit tricky. And now, comfortable riding position on transition for me is sort of to have my toes just hooked over my board because I'm kind of gripping it nicely. And I used to try to get into my back tails with my foot in that position. And what would happen is as I rotated, I found my foot would kind of go forwards and I would wind up in a really sketchy position to try and drop in on. Like you don't drop in with your foot here. One day I finally thought, well, why don't I try putting my foot a little more like this to get in? And then all of a sudden the trick clicked for me. So that may or may not work for you, and you may find yourself in the opposite position with your foot like this when you're about to drop in. But personally for me, that felt less sketchy than my foot like this. So I now, when riding up to a back tail stall, I have my toes just this side, and I find myself in a pretty comfortable position. So my confidence is feeling up, and I think I'm ready to start trying it on the other side of this again. But you might want to think, what's the obvious comfort and safety position to get into before going into this? And that's just going to be a tail stall. That's going to be the easiest trick to get your feet into your ideal position before riding up to this. And it's basically a kick turn right up close to the coping. The key to this trick is really speed and timing. So you want to be going a little bit faster than you would need to kick turn at the top of the ramp, because you kind of have to time it so your wheels are right below the coping, yet your body still has enough momentum to get up above the ramp so that you can actually stand up on your tail stall instead of doing a tail stall while you're halfway in the ramp still. Come to think of it, knowing how to do a frontside tail stall is also going to be really useful. But I actually find backside tail stalls to be an easier motion. They're a more scary trick to learn, but they're an easier motion. Frontside actually requires not an ollie, but a bit more of a hop and a jump, whereas backside you just turn into them. Well, you guys, I don't think I can really break down that trick much more. I mean, most of that isn't even going to be useful. You kind of got to keep it simple sometimes. But now, I might try battling a couple tricks here. You know, first off, let's see if I have these comfy enough to try and do them on the spine. Get the special meter up. Whoa, stick your coping. Okay. Oh, that's scary. totally timid. That sort of counts. Vortex. Oh, let's keep this line going. Dude, best mini ramp line ever. Okay, no, but seriously, that's good enough for me. Got another trick I've been thinking about, but I may not pull it off today. I'm gonna get warmed up for it though with a little bit of coping dancing. Whoa, sketchy. Do that one nicer. Woo. Okay. Oh. Okay, I think we need that special meter again. There we go. Is that how you board flip? I'm all trendy now. I hurt my winky. Might be too tall. Okay guys, the chivalrous knight will not woo the lady today, but I am gonna go home in one piece, so yeah, that's too big for that. Coming to a smaller quarter pipe near me, not near you. Guys, I hope that this video makes you think about backside tail stalls, because whether you do them or not has very little to do with the fact that you watched a tutorial, and way more to do with the fact that you did it. So there, take that, tutorials. Going home.